This time with a completely different video. I have to tell you something. My whole studio room
is damaged completely.
Mr. Gear.
This video is brought to you by my sound company.
Sounds Premium.
My whole studio room is damaged. I have had so much trouble with that. There is a water damage in my studio, and luckily I could rescue all of my gear which has been inside of the studio, and I will show you the damage right now. Here you can see that it's a big damage. There's a water damage. Maybe it's a pipe burst. There you can see the water in the wall. It's terrible. And everywhere I had a special acoustic treatment in my room to have a good listening environment. And I haven't realized that there's so much water in the wall. But what rescued my gear was very special. It was my microphone, my AT4040, which is a condenser mic. And I wanted to record something in my studio, and then I had a little bit of clicking and popping noise in my recording, and I couldn't find out what it is. So first of all, I checked my gold mic as a preamp if maybe my gold mic is damaged, but that was not the case. And then I checked all the cables and everything was all right. The cables had no damage or anything. I changed the cable and connected my AT4040 with another preamp directly to my MPC Live, and there I had the same noise, and I couldn't imagine what it is. I was thinking, okay, maybe my microphone is damaged, and then I found out that the condenser mic is very sensitive when it comes to humidity. And I had a very high humidity in the room, and that's why my condenser mic was starting to make some noise. And then I put off my acoustic treatment, and then I see, oh my god, everything is wet, all walls are wet in a very intensive way. I had to call the owner of the house because I have rented this room for making music. And now they try to get everything in order again. But I don't know if this will really help and if I can move back in this studio. So I had to organize another room now, and I have moved all my gear from this studio to another studio where I could rebuild my studio, but I am not finished yet. This took me a whole week. It's very time consuming. It's bad luck, but luckily my gear has been saved. But all in all, this brings me to a new topic. So I was thinking, what would I need the most when it comes to gear? Do I really need all that gear that I have in my studio? Because I had to bring all this stuff to another room, to another studio, and I realized, oh my god, I got plenty gear. So what is really needed? What is the gear that is highly needed, and which gear is not that important? Which gear I don't use that often? Now I'm really thinking about my gear, what is really needed. Maybe there's stuff that I can sell because everything is in order, everything is running. It was only my mic, my AT4040, what I want to keep for further music production, for recording sessions. I really need that mic, and I have it over 20 years. So I put my mic, my AT4040, in a plastic bag with rice, and the rice soaked out the water out of the mic, which was coming inside of the mic only because of the humidity which has been in the air and then entered my microphone. So this was how I saved my mic. I put it in a plastic bag, put a lot of rice corns inside, and let it dry for 2 or 3 days, and then I plugged it in again, and I have found out, luckily, my mic is still working fine without noise, without popping and clicking noise, so I can work further with this mic, and I'm very lucky that I don't need a new microphone and that my other gear has survived everything, because I have put a lot of synthesizers inside of boxes, and this saved me. But what is my key learning out of this incident? Of course, this can happen again. Now I want to think about my gear. What do I really need? What is my crisis-proof gear? What do I really need? What is important? What is my A equipment, what I use very often? What is my B equipment, what I use often but not that often, like my A equipment? And what is the C equipment, which I haven't been using for maybe a year now and is still in boxes? So this gear I don't really need. If I haven't used it for 1 year now, then I think I could sell my gear and be more minimalistic. To be honest, if you have a lot of gear in your studio, it's distracting. You don't know where to start, you don't know which gear to use, and you have so many gear, and some gear you have is a replacement of something. So maybe if you got 2 wavetable synthesizers, just think about that. Why do you need 2 wavetable synthesizers? You just need one. You have to have one synthesizer where you know every knob, and if you really know your gear, how it is working, and if you can benefit from your knowledge, what you have built up over the years, then why you need another wavetable synthesizer, for example. And this goes with other gear also. So granular synthesis, for example. I have a synthesizer specialized on granular synthesis. This one I will keep, of course, because I don't have another synthesizer which is specialized on granular synthesis. That's why I keep this synthesizer. But I will think about every piece of my studio again and ask myself, which gear is really needed? For what do I need dust keepers? Of course, the most important thing is the MPC Live. I won't get rid of the MPC Live 2 anymore. I will use it until it's not working anymore, that's for sure. So this machine is so important to my workflow that I won't sell it. But I got plenty stuff, and some of the stuff has to go. And another reason why I'm thinking to sell some gear is that I want to move to Africa at the end of this year. This is my plan. I don't know if I really will do that, but I will check out the country where I want to immigrate, and this I will do in April or May. So I will travel a lot and find out if the spot in Africa is really the thing I have imagined, and if this place is really the place where I can imagine to live maybe for a very, very long time, and not just for a travel or for a holiday or for traveling itself, because I'm traveling a lot, because I like traveling and I can work from anywhere. I'm like a digital nomad. So I can just bring my gear in every country and work from there. But for that, I have to focus on the most important gear, because bringing all this gear to another country is very expensive. I have to pay a container for that, and containers are very expensive at the moment. I have stayed in Germany for over 40 years. Of course, with several breaks, going to Africa for a short period of time and going to other places where the sun is. But I think this time I'm really thinking about leaving Germany at the end of this year in 2023. I don't know if I really make that happen, but yeah, it could be. It's a thing that is in my mind for a long time now, and now is the time to realize that and to make it happen. So I will check The country, my desired country, I don't want to mention the name right now because I'm not that sure if I really will do that, but I will let you know. So thanks for watching. See you next time. If you are into MPC content, beat making videos, tutorials, raster culture, sample packs, MPC expansions and more, then please consider subscribing. Mr. DK TV, we'll see each other next Sunday, 9 o'clock. I'm out of here. Blessings.